Hello, Emmy. Welcome to my tutorial on how to improve taking photos of 3D art pieces and how to make that background nice and crisp. So, first of all, I want to talk file types. See this? What I have pulled up here is a camera raw file. Now, I choose to shoot in camera raw because it gathers more information from the image. With a JPEG, it condenses that image down. So, by shooting in RAW, I can bring highlights and lowlights back a little easier. So what I first did is I gathered all my photos. I took a bunch of this vase, and then I picked out my favorites, and I labeled them with this red. This is just the system that worked for this specific case. I just double-click and then put a little tag. But for this, I'm just going to show you with this photo. You can do all of these photos at once by hitting, if you want to select multiple in a row, you just hold shift and then click. But if you want to skip a row, like I'm not doing these two, then I hit command and I click on these. And that's how you can edit multiple. All of these you can open up in Adobe Camera Raw at once. And that's why it's really nice to shoot in RAW, is you can edit all of the photos under the same thing, and you can select multiple at a time and edit them all. So if they all have a similar lighting, I'll select multiple and edit what that lighting needs, and then go back and do specific stuff for each photo. But for today, I'm just going to show you with the one. So I'm going to double click that to open Camera Raw. And what I'm first going to do is, I don't really like how the baby's breath is disappearing, so I'm just going to turn the highlights down a little. And there we go. It's right back. Now, for the background, this is the main component of what I wanted to show you. If we go over here, so this is our regular editing. This would be cropping. This is mask tool. This is one of my favorite tools. I can go in here and I can just select background, and it'll select the background. Now, sometimes it struggles, especially with all these flowers and intricacies and the fact that the vase I painted is also black on a black background. But I can fix this by using subtract. I can use select objects and pencil over what I need to bring back. See, now it's not a part of that mask layer that's red. Or for this part, that might be a little harder. So what I'm going to do is manually go in and use the brush tool and just bring my vase back. And it's okay if it's not totally perfect, because my background is black enough around here anyways. So now that I have the mask that I want selected, and I've made sure it's to my liking. You can still do this after. If you edit the mask, you can still go in and add and subtract later. I just like to see what I'm working with. And sometimes I don't notice that stuff is selected in the mask, so I will do it in whatever order. I'm going to turn this exposure down, and what you'll notice is that the wrinkles of the blanket that I used, I just took this photo in my dorm with a blanket, kind of disappear. Now, our last problem left is these little side bits that are hanging out. That's totally fine. I'm not worried. When I was shooting, I more wanted to make sure I was centering everything and making sure this was well lit. Because I can go back in here, I can add another mask. And this time, let's just do brush. Let me just brush in what I want to get rid of. These parts right here. And first, I'm going to turn the exposure down. You'll see there's still a little bit there, but let me just make the blacks blacker. It works best with a black background because you can just take away all the light and then it's black. Now you'll notice there's a piece that I missed. Here, let me move this right there. So I'm just going to add a little bit more to my mask to make sure I get that in there. There we go. Right there. And now this would be the final photo. From here, I can do whatever I like. I can use the cropping tool in here, and I can turn it, and notice I also had it a little lopsided. So now it's more centered, and I can crop this in all nice because I have it locked as well to stay with the same aspect ratio. And there we go. So once I'm done with my photo, this is cropped to my liking. It's what I like. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to I can put it wherever I want. I can put it in the same location. It'll save as a JPEG, which is that condensed file version, which is smaller and easier to upload to other stuff. Not everything will accept a camera raw. I'm going to hit save. Now, if I want to keep the editing that I did to this, and I can hit cancel and delete all the work I just did. Or for my own safe of mind, I will hit done. And what happens then if I open up Finder is it'll save this XMP file. See, this is the number image we were working on. There's an XMP file for all of the images I worked on. And now this is the image here, the same camera raw file. If I want to open that back up, oh, I forgot what kind of editing I just did. Because I have this XMP file, I can click it, back open, double click, see everything is still to the way I just edited it, even though I just closed everything. And so yeah, remember you can open multiple photos at once and edit them all to the same. The background the background mask will work the same. If I were to do it on this, I can select multiple, and by hitting background mask, it will select the background of every single photo. So if I hit the right arrow, I'll move on to this photo, and it's selected this background. If I hit this photo, this one has a background as well. It'll work the same, so you can do it on multiple photos at once as well. And yeah, that's my tutorial. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.